All right. So we're having a conversation today about accountability, and we have Justin Gale from Port St. Lucie. He's a team member. We have Mac as our assistant manager in PSL, and Nick is our GM at PSL. So we're just going to have again a conversation about accountability, a couple questions that everyone's going to answer, and just take a different perspective from different levels within the store. So first, we're going to start off with Justin Gale, and the question, Justin, is what does accountability mean to you in your position?
Accountability means to me as a crew member having the quality to be responsible and knowing what you should and should not be doing, holding yourself to a different standard for the rest of the crew.
Okay, very nice. Thank you, Justin. And then we'll go to Mac. So what does accountability mean to you, Mac?
Accountability to me, building off of Justin, is I have to hold myself to a higher standard, not just to maintain the store as an assistant manager, but to also keep track and help out with my crew. It also means that I myself am harder on myself than my surrounding peers may be. I will always judge myself worse than I will judge the people.
Your own worst critic?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And Nick, what does it mean to you as a GM?
To me, accountability comes into play immediately during the interview process. That should be one of, if not the first questions that anybody gets asked during their interviews is, are you accountable? When somebody is not accountable, everybody else around them suffers or has to work harder, and they're doing 2 or 3 persons' jobs instead of that one non-accountable person not doing theirs.
Okay, that's actually so from that question, this wasn't on our list here, but Justin, have you felt that when other team members aren't, held accountable and you have to pick up the slack?
Yes, that's a problem sometimes that we do have. When someone's not being accountable, you do have to pick it up and try and do your best. But we actually have been working with that over at PSL. Everyone holds themselves to a standard where I know that the rest of my crew has my back, and the same for them. I can have any shift leads back and do what I need to do to get it done.
Very good. So you got a good thing there going in PSL.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So the next question, guys, and I'll start again with you, Justin. Is accountability easy?
Actually, I would have to say no. Sometimes you do feel like you might want to cut corners or take the easy way out, but that's not the way to go, in my opinion. And over at PSL Five Guys' opinion, we try to hold ourselves to a standard, giving out the best quality food that we can, and that's never easy, but we do. We have to do it because we are Five Guys PSL.
Right. So at the end of the day, when you feel like you've held yourself accountable, how do you feel?
I feel accomplished. It gives me a sense that I know that what I needed to do, I did it. Even though it might not have been easy, I know that I didn't cut corners. I did my job to the best of my abilities, and I gave out good quality food and good quality customer service.
Very good. Thank you, Justin. What about you, Mac? Is accountability easy?
No, I don't think it's meant to be easy, though. Accountability is something that isn't always given in characteristic traits. It's definitely something you have to strive and work hard to understand and get the full concept of. At PSL, like Justin said, we are very blessed to have a bunch of kids who have a great work ethic, and they do hold themselves to a high standard, and not just with the food quality, not just with customer service, but with also the store itself. We are really, really big about making sure that everyone understands that everything happens for a reason. And whenever something does go wrong, somebody always steps up and then they correct the action, and we never have to worry about it again. And that's the beautiful thing that's like started to become at our Five Guys.
Mm-hmm. So it's taking time for you guys to build that up, and it happened overnight, right?
Absolutely.
What about you, Nick? Is accountability easy for you?
No, and yes. So I agree with everything that Mac and Justin have already brought up. To me, it's more of, will you be here? Can we count on you? Can your coworkers count on you?
Mhm.
It's not so much the managers that people hurt when they don't show up for their jobs. It's the rest of the crew, that was waiting for that person to show up to work a specific station. And now all of a sudden 4 people are doing 6 people's jobs. And it's, show up to work. We all have a scheduled time to be here. Everybody has things outside of work. But while we're here, we should all be accountable for ourselves and our actions. But it can be easy.
So it sounds like a common theme is we need to be held accountable for showing up for our shifts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Justin, next question is, how does it make you feel when someone isn't held accountable?
Well, it really does suck when someone is not holding themselves to a standard where you hold yourself. It kind of gives out a bad opinion and a bad taste, especially for newer crew members where, oh, well, this guy's always showing up late, they'll work late, then maybe it's okay for me to show up. Or this guy's always never on the line, he's somewhere else, camping out in the bathroom in the back. Maybe it's okay for me to do it. But when we all hold ourselves to a standard and have accountability, then we can hold ourselves like, hey, you can't be late anymore. Like, you got to stop doing that. Or you got to be on the line. We need your help, right? Because we're all accountable. So you can call someone out when they're not being accountable.
So do you feel like when you guys have that culture, it makes your job, how does it affect your job?
It is actually a big effect all the way starting at the GM with Nick. We all work with him. We all see how he hustles at the job, trickles down to Mac as an AM. She then carries on Nick's energy, hustles at the job, carries on to the shift leads and the crew members. We all try to hold ourselves to that standard of being fast, efficient, great customer service, everything we can do. And because we all have accountability, which starts at the top, we have accountability at the bottom.
Very good. So it kind of went from top down. It started with Nick to Mac to the shift leads down to the team, everybody, the whole team, right? Good.
Yes, sir.
And I'm hoping it makes the job fun, right?
Oh, of course. I love it every single time I come to work, especially working with my management. They keep it nice and lively there. Trust me.
Let me ask you this question. It wasn't on our list here, but is it fun to work in a store where people are not held accountable?
Absolutely not. Sometimes, if they're not held accountable, then you don't know where the rest of your crew is. It's not a fun environment where you have to go from grill to fry to dress and do all of that and do like other people's job. It's just not what you want to do. When everyone's at a station, you know that guy has your back. Fries are going to be done perfectly. Then you can have the energy where you can call, talk to the customers, be like, hey, how's your day doing? Check up on your crew. Be like, yo, you're doing a great job on fry. These are great quality burgers. They're nice and juicy. But when you don't have accountability, then you got to hustle. You got to do what you got to do to get the food out.
And would you refer a friend to work at Five Guys if the team wasn't held accountable?
Of course not. I wouldn't want to put my friends in an environment where they have to stress out and do other people's job. But would I recommend them to work at PSL and work at Five Guys? Yes, because we do have accountability. And that accountability includes to a great work environment, because it's just a fun energy we have there.
So you would say that accountability breeds thoroughbreds?
Yeah, I'd have to say so. Yeah.
Very good. Thanks, Justin. And so for you, Mac, how does it make you feel when someone isn't held accountable?
I think being an assistant manager, I really don't have to bear the pressures that my crew members have when somebody doesn't show up for a shift or when somebody is lacking behind on a shift. But it does hold me to the higher standard of what am I going to do about this person showing up late? What am I going to do about this person lacking on the shifts, sitting in the back? So to that, they hold me to a higher accountability standard to actually address situations that are held. I will say that starting here as a crew member and being through my fair share of rushes where we've only had 3 people on the line, it's definitely not fun. I did not like running around pregnant from dress to fry back to grill with my belly burning up. Okay, it was not fun. But I would like to say now that as an assistant manager, I like being able to sit back and help and figure out what the problems are for people not wanting to show up on time, because we don't always know what's going on at home, and I feel like in PSL, we're not one to assume that you're being late, just because you didn't want to show up. We always know there's traffic, but give us a call. Give the store a call and it would be so much better. And that's something that we have definitely built up upon. So as far as right now, when it comes to somebody showing up late, it's not fun. And I know my crew stresses out about it. And I don't want to tell them that they shouldn't, but I just hope they trust that me and Nick would understand and figure out something we can do to help them out for that shift, and then hold that person accountable for not showing up on their shift.
Well, it sounds like from what Justin's saying, you guys have maybe built some goodwill with your team for holding them accountable, so they know that you will hold them accountable, you know?
Oh yeah.
What about you, Nick? How does it make you feel when someone isn't held accountable?
It's tough, especially when, it's a well-seasoned employee and all of a sudden they just, go off the deep end, and anything can happen in anybody's life to, make dramatic changes or whatnot. But, when you start seeing changes in somebody that has tenure per se, and they start showing just the slacking, or I'm going to show up 5 minutes late, or I'm just going to clock out 8 minutes early. And to me, you're letting everybody down. I feel like that's what we keep coming back to is, can everybody rely on you to be here? Can you cover your shift tonight or today, or, what can you pick up a shift that somebody can't get on Thursday, whatever it may be. It's teamwork. We are, a one store, one band, one sound, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a big thing, and it's tough when people do let us down, when they claim that they have the accountability. Just a quick example, we actually had 2 people not show up for their shifts on Saturday here. One of them reached out to me today to let me know why they weren't here. The other one hasn't reached out or answered any kind of correspondence. So the one that did reach out with the reasoning, I can work on that. But the one that can't, I cannot. So now I can't just let that one slide. That one doesn't go unseen or unheard. So now there will be repercussions for you hurting the rest of your entire shift, because you just let 6 other people down that all had to work extra hard and sweat more that night because they didn't show up for their job. At a point when somebody gets hired at anywhere, you're going to start as just an employee or a crew member or a team member. But after so long, so many of those people now you're going to refer to as your friends. And to me, accountability with friendship is a lot more. Now you're letting your friends down, not just your coworkers.
Right.
I think it holds heavy on a lot of them. They know what kind of person you're going to be then.
In the context of, not showing for your shifts or coming late, it's actually, it's a selfish act. If you're going to not show up for your shift and you know that the other 4 or 5 or 6 who are there are going to have to do extra because you didn't show up or, work that much harder, it's a selfish act.
It's a low blow.
It is. So last question, we'll start again with Justin. When has accountability made you or your store better?
Well, actually, it's always improving in our store over here. So recently, I've gotten to know all of my Five Guys family. I can't even call them friends anymore. I'm gonna call them family really well. We even hang out outside of the job. I love just reading the list of people, saying, "Oh my gosh, I get to work with so and so. I get to work with him today. I get to work with her." It's always a great feeling. And because of that, the closest we have over at PSL, we are able to challenge each other and keep ourselves accountable. Just yesterday, me and a coworker named Jordan are over here arguing who can close lobby the best. Not even just the quickest, but the best. Everything is clean, spotless. There is no problem with lobby. We are always arguing on who's the better closer, who makes the better fries. We have arguments on that too, and every single thing like that. Trust me, over here, we are able to tell each other, hey, you're running late, bro. Get to your shift, right? Or if you can't make it, they'll let you know, like, you better make it to your shift. Especially, I started here without my car. Unfortunately, like, it was down. I had great coworkers that were able to help me carpool with them. I was accountable enough to even call an Uber to make sure that I was at my shift on time. And because we started off with that, we were able to grow upon that with even the new coworkers, the new crew members, where they'll hold themselves to a standard. This person makes great fries. I want to make just as good fries as them. Make sure my fries are crispy. We hold them to that standard because that's what we do.
So accountability has created a culture in your store where it sounds like it's fun to come into work. You guys are getting closer. You're building better bonds with each other, making it competitive. You're breeding thoroughbreds. You're going to weed out the donkeys, right? That's awesome.
Yeah.
What about you, Mac? When has accountability made your store, you or your store, better?
Honestly, every day. Every day we walk in here, it's just another day in paradise. Paradise. We can't really complain here, can we? We have an amazing crew, and they hold themselves to such a high standard. And I honestly could say I've been more proud of the crew we have currently than some of the crews we've had in the past. And we've had some amazing crews in the past too.
Very true.
It's the kind of connection that these kids have created with each other. That they hold themselves to a higher standard. It can be a little much when you hear them bashing each other on the line, but all it does is try to make that other person do better. I am getting tired of the high school vocabulary of walking around going, I'm a god, but it's okay. It's okay. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I'm glad you think of yourself that highly. But it's a great atmosphere when you get to walk in, and you do. Justin loves to compliment everybody on what they're doing. And it's such a beautiful thing. I love when he comes up to me on the grill and he'll be like, Mac, those patties are amazing. And he says it just like that. He over enunciates it. He puts the little bit of like the baby talk in there where he lowers the voice. And it's just so fun that like we have that. But then my crew also holds me to a higher standard as well. They love to come by me and be like, Mac, I don't think that would let us win a shot. Mac, doing over there? Mac, do you want to give us a line sweep for our shop so we don't lose that point? And I love that, like, they hold themselves to a higher standard, but they're not scared to talk to me and Nick about getting other stuff done that they're noticing.
And we still reply with a yes, sir, yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's awesome.
Smart. Throwing a no, but then you'll see me. Gotta give Mark a tough time if he wants this black shirt.
Yes, we do. Gotta make him earn it.
But yeah, just accountability has turned our store into a really, really nice place to work.
That's awesome. I love it. What about you, Nick?
So when has it made us more valuable? I would say a lot of it's got to start with Five Guys University videos. We have 31 days to have all of our videos completed. Port St. Lucie does try to ask their employees to have them done within 14 days. I don't want them rushed, because when you rush, you're going to forget. Take your time, do a section or two every day, and you're done in 14 days. You're still going to get all of your pay and all of your tips, after your third day in store training. But the quicker that everybody can get those done, the more that they know what to be more accountable for in store while they're working. And the ones that don't, you could probably see that when you met them or watch somebody work, and that doesn't have a sense of direction or a sense of accountability because they haven't been taught, trained, or seen that yet. Watch the videos, learn, ask questions, be accountable for your actions. And it makes everybody's life just a little bit easier.
Right. Very good. Thank you, Nick.
Yes, sir.
And a bonus question for you guys. In one sentence, again, we'll start with Justin. In one sentence, 2 if you really need it. If you had to tell someone, GM, AM, or shift leader who's scared of holding somebody accountable, what would you tell them?
Don't be. Just don't. Sometimes you would probably not want to call someone out because you're like, well, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, or do I have the right to call them out? You do. No matter what position you are, a crew member, an AM, a GM, a shift lead, you have to be there to help your crew. And a way you can do that is by saying, hey, in my opinion, I just don't think you're at the level where we need you to be. I believe in you where you can step up. Be accountable, hold yourself to that. So if I had to say something, just don't be. Call them out and help them.
I like it. Don't be. I like it. Thank you, Justin. Mac?
I'd say sandwich it. Don't be
Sandwich
scared.
it.
Sandwich. Start with a compliment. Everyone should be doing their best here. Remind them that you see them doing their best. Then slide in what's wrong. But don't say but. Don't say or. Don't say and. Make it its own sentence. Don't make it seem like it's an opinionated front. And then end it with, but hey, again, I think you're doing wonderful here. And I really do just want to help you. So if there's anything else I can do, let me know.
Good thing, bad thing, good thing.
Mhm.
I like that.
So
I like that.
we got don't be from Justin, sandwich from Mac. Nick,
This will be good.
What was the question?
if you had 1 sentence to 2 sentences, you can tell a shift lead, AM, or GM who is scared to hold somebody accountable. What would you tell them?
Try new things. You never know what you're going to like. Bring yourself out of your realm.
Yeah. Get uncomfortable.
Sometimes you have to. You know, I've been in my position long enough. And I know what conversations bother me still to this day to have with people that I don't love having. And the number one is hygiene.
Yep.
Hygiene. Take a shower, wash your hands, brush your teeth,
Yeah.
put on deodorant.
Yep.
That's
Basic
to me,
stuff.
that's the hardest conversation for me to have with somebody.
That is a
That's
tough one.
Yeah.
Please
Yeah.
put in that order. Please at the end. Sounds great.
Yeah. Sandwich it.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you, all 3 of you, Justin, Mac, and Nick. We appreciate it. And,
Thanks for
this I'm sure will be helpful to some people.
Thank you so much.
You got it.
So, Jess.